Hi, and welcome back to another Save It for Parts behind the scenes episode, or as I like to call it, filler. In this one, I want to take a quick look at some of the gear I use to film my channel. So when I started out, some of my first videos on the official channel were with this Sony NEX3 camera, and it works great as a digital still camera. Works okay as a film camera, but it turns out it's only 720p, so it's not really HD. And then started using some cell phones. I've got this old one, which actually is still my Cam 2 on the airboat, because I've got a OtterBox case that can actually clip in and works kind of as an action cam mount. Now, the first device I actually bought specifically for the channel was a Google Pixel 3 phone. And these were supposed to be really good for video. They could do slow motion, they could do image stabilization, a bunch of stuff. It worked okay for a while, and then I think I just used it too much and I burned out the video camera somehow. It still takes pictures, but when I try to do video with this thing, it corrupts the files, it loses video, it drops the audio. I've tried doing a factory reset, I've tried installing with and without updates, and yeah, I've done something terrible to it. So Google Pixel phones, unfortunately, are not reliable long-term for video use. I've got a variety of kind of disposable secondary cameras. This little thing I got at a garage sale, it only does 720p, so I put it in the line of fire when I'm doing something like potato cannons or rockets, and I don't care if this gets exploded. Likewise, this little guy, it's one of these kind of fake spy cameras that's probably also 720p, and it works fine for strapping to rockets and whatnot. Again, I don't care if it's destroyed. Someone gave me a GoPro, and then I've been able to pick up a couple more, and those are fun. They're just the Hero2 model. They're pretty old, but they actually do just about everything I need. At this point, I'm not using any 4K, so the HD on these is just fine. And then this is currently my main camera, which I picked up at an online auction. And this is a Sony Handycam. Works pretty well, saves to micro SD card. Now, this has generally been a really good camera. It has an outstanding zoom, it has a great widescreen, it's got good image stabilization, and generally pretty good quality. My only complaints with this are there's no external microphone jack, so you're limited to these little built-in mics, which sound absolutely terrible with any wind or background noise. Also, when you set the thing to its highest quality, it numbers the files in sequential order versus date and time file names, which it uses with the slightly lower quality footage. You end up with a bunch of duplicate file names, which is obnoxious for sorting and editing on the computer. I've dropped it a few times, it's taken some damage, and the little dust protector doesn't fully open anymore without help, so it might be getting close to time to retire this one, put it into the disposable category, and get a new one. We'll think about that. And then, this is my very latest thing that I just picked up, also at an auction, and I got this for about 1/8 of the going price online, so I'm pretty happy with that, as long as it works. I haven't actually fired this up yet to see what it does or how it does it. I almost forgot, I also have a DJI Mini 2 drone, which was a birthday present. I would not have bought this for myself. It's a little pricey for my Save It for Parts range. I like free stuff or beat up stuff, so that was a very nice birthday present. And I think what this guy has is pretty much the same little gimbaled head on it as that drone. So this is really good for image stabilization and movement tracking and whatnot. All right, so I can't get this thing to charge or turn on no matter what I do. And from going online, it looks like this is a really common problem with this early DJI Osmo Pocket. The batteries just give up after a while. So this thing's probably out of warranty. It is their first generation one, and it's from a year or two ago. So I'm going to just go online and buy a new battery for it and see if that helps. Alright, I've got a battery for this thing, so now I just need to figure out how to get this into there. You're not supposed to be able to take these apart. This is one of those products where you're supposed to just throw it away and buy a new one, but I don't believe in that. It's kind of built like a phone or tablet where you just kind of go around here and pop all the little clips out. Alright, so there's the old battery. The battery's kind of stuck in there with some adhesive gunk. This very mysterious cable going down into the guts of the thing. Alright, there's the heat sink out of there. And this battery connection is like glued in there. They Really do not want you to ever replace the battery on this. You are supposed to pay your $300 for this thing, use it a few times, and then throw it right in the trash as soon as that battery's dead. Alright, old battery is out, new battery is in. It surprisingly just clicked into place there, so I'm going to put that heat shield back on and try to reassemble it. Alright, we're charged up, let's give it a try. Well, seems like it comes on. The little screen doesn't do anything though. Definitely seems like it's tracking. So supposedly this thing needs to be registered with the DJI Mimo app, which doesn't exist anymore. There's now DJI Go, which I'm having trouble installing because it's requiring a mainland China phone number, so I don't know if this is even a legit app anymore. So the splash screen for this app shows this device, but then once I get in there, my only 3 choices are these Inspire drones. The more I dig into this, the less and less respect I have for DJI as a company. Alright, so we've got this sketchy old version of the DJI Mimo APK, which means I have to install from an untrusted source. I have to manually enable all these permissions for it to spy on me. If you own one of these DJI Osmo things, they want you to just burn it and pretend it didn't exist. Don't ever use it. Don't try to install it, because they're not going to make it easy for you. I don't know who came up with the idea of just dangling this thing off the end of your phone like that. Another good design note, you're supposed to not block the microphones, which are on the handle that you hold. Alright, so the app is finally working. It did try to do a firmware update and didn't give me any option to avoid that, but then it crashed, so I didn't have to update the firmware. I guess this looks okay. The app sure is laggy though. Alright, so this didn't start as a review of the DJI Osmo Pocket, but it's kind of turned into one. I know this is an outdated product, and I don't think they sell these anymore, and probably for good reason, because they're kind of trash. The app is worthless, the battery's worthless. I can't even get the screen to turn on this one, and looking at the DJI forums, that's a very common issue, and there's been nothing but crickets from the developers, so I think they know about it, and again, they're just hoping you throw these out, set fire to them, and never talk about the Osmo Pocket again. On the plus side, it seems to kind of work as a camera, and the gimbal works, so I can take video with it. I just can't see what it's filming because the screen doesn't work. I'm glad I didn't pay full price for this. I would never buy another one of these from DJI. Their drones are great. I love their drones, but their drone head on a stick products, there was no design or thought or effort put into this beyond let's put a drone head on a stick. They don't seem to have done any development or testing or quality control, and it really shows. Anyway, to end this video on a positive note, I am really happy with the Sony HDR camcorder. That's what I'm using to film now. That's what I've been using for the last few videos to do most of my video work. And I've dropped the thing, I've gotten it full of dust, I've taken it underground, I've packed it full of sand, I've gotten it wet, and I haven't killed it yet, but when I do eventually kill it, maybe I'll upgrade to a 4K or something like that. Thanks for watching this video if you sat through the whole thing, and I will try to get back to projects and dumpster diving and building silly things in some of the next videos, so stay tuned for those, and we'll see you next time.